The Forest Department and 5 of its key partners in forest fire prevention and management received $117,000 worth of firefighting safety gears and equipment. Minister Omar Figueroa says this donation is necessary to combat forest fires and mitigate damage to the forest systems within the Forest Department's ranges, particularly as the dry season approaches, a time synonymous with forest fires in Belize.
Belize has a lot of unique areas and we need to continually be investing in these areas, and we need to understand the challenges that these guys face out on the ground. Fire is an extremely important challenge, but if managed properly, it can also enhance the biodiversity out there. The folks from these 5 organizations are very capable. They have been trained in firefighting, but oftentimes they lack the equipment. So we're hoping to give them a little more tools that they can use out in fighting these fires out in the Belizean landscape.
The donation was handed over to the Forest Department's ranges, the Toledo Institute of Development and Education, Yashe Conservation Trust, Corozal Sustainable Future Initiative, the Rancho Dolores Environmental and Development Group Limited, and Program for Belize. These organizations are on the front line when it comes to tackling these fires. They say the donation couldn't have come at a better time.
The experience we had with the Hurricane Richard in 2010 and then the fires we had in May 2011 that basically cost more than 18,000 hectares to be affected by fires. So half of our carbon sequestration project could not be certified and verified, and that is really millions and millions of dollars that we lost there. Last year in August we had Hurricane Earl. It affected 45,000 acres, 45,000 hectares, and so that would, in money, that's about $32 million, everything. Commercial size trees, that's about $8 million. So we know we're going to have threats of fire just like in 2011 after Hurricane Richard. And so this is really timely.
The wildland firefighting protective gears and equipment like drones, radios, ground tools, protective clothing, and GPS systems will be used in the execution of a fire incidents rapid response team strategy to better manage forest fires. Not all fires are bad, but those with the potential to destroy broadleaf forests must be prevented because they can result in millions in losses.
We have some systems out there that are fire dependent, that need fire in order to stay that way. The pine savannas are one such system. It needs to burn regularly, and so it can handle fire. I mean, pine trees need fire to spread and to reproduce. We have some other systems like the secondary forest and the karst landscape that are fire independent. If fire hits these systems, it destroys them and it takes forever to regenerate. So if we have a fire going into the broadleaf forest, we end up losing all the value that's in there. So if we don't manage fires properly, we end up losing a lot, millions and millions of dollars.
Now, you mentioned earlier about the passage of the hurricane and you know what that has left behind also poses a threat and an opportunity for some of these fires.
What happens after a hurricane hits Belize is you have a lot of the forests out there destroyed. So when you have the broadleaf forest, the trees broken down and fall to the ground, after a while this rots and it increases the fuel load out there, and all it needs is a little spark to just get out of control. And that's what the folks, our partners on the ground, are concerned about. You know, when the fire starts this dry season, it can be potentially worse than it was before this fuel load was out there.
The Key Biodiversity Areas project will continue to provide forest fire trainings and equipment for better forest fire prevention and management through funding from the Global Environment Facility, through the World Bank, Pact, and the government. Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.